At approximately 11:37 this morning, Columbia Police Department received a call of a man with a gun firing shots into the air as he walked along Stone Ridge, Greystone Boulevard area. Officers arrived on scene approximately 4 minutes later and encountered the gentleman. He subsequently started firing at them. Officers returned fire, and he fled the area. Richland County Sheriff's Department arrived almost the same time we did. They assisted us, so I definitely want to start by thanking our law enforcement partners for helping us. The person who we'll identify in a bit is prohibited from carrying a weapon. He's on probation. He's a documented gang member. He absolutely had no regard for the lives of the public members of the public that he was shooting at, nor the officers that encountered him. He has been taken into custody. He's transported to area hospital where he was shot as well, the non-life-threatening wound by officers. We do have an officer that was injured. We're trying to determine the extent of his injuries. And I just want to end where I started by thanking not only my law enforcement partners, but members of the public who were calling law enforcement, giving us descriptions. And this is why we get into the business. These officers deployed into the line of fire, not running away from it, risking their own lives to save the lives of members of the public. Later on today, we'll be again releasing more information. So I'll have some comments by Sheriff Lott. Thank you again.
Again, this was a team effort. CPD and Sheriff's Department immediately responded. One of our investigators' cars was actually hit by the suspect as he shot at him. Our helicopter was in the air and was overhead almost immediately. Again, we were able to contain the scene very quickly with a combination of CPD and Richland County Sheriff's Department deputies. So that helped. I think that was part of the success that we had, was the coordination that both agencies had when we responded together. We were able to set up command posts to make sure that we didn't have anybody else that was running around, that we didn't have any other suspects, and nobody else was injured. So again, teamwork. This is why we train together. We've been doing this for quite some time now, where our agencies work together. Our special response team was here very quickly. They were the ones who cleared the location, made sure nobody else was there, and cleared the rooms. Again, a very coordinated effort with everybody from the air and also on the ground.
Any questions?
Is it safe for individuals to return to these residences and businesses, or is it still active?
Yeah, there's still a large law enforcement presence in the area. Anytime that we're involved in a shooting incident, we've called in SLED as well as Highway Patrol, because there were some collisions along the roadway. So there'll be a large law enforcement presence in the area as we process the scene. We had a police car that was shot multiple times as well. So there'll be a large presence in the area. However, the area is clear. The suspect has been taken into custody, but we'll still be canvassing the area to make sure that we get all physical evidence that exists.
How many people were shot altogether, I guess, by the suspect and the officer?
No innocent victims were shot. We do have an officer with an injury. We don't know if it was a graze or as a result of him just working at the scene. So we're still trying to determine that. We hope to follow up in a little bit with that information.
And the suspect was shooting just in the air?
We got the call as a male walking down Greystone and Stone Ridge firing into the air.
What type of weapon, what type of gun was it? Was it a pistol? Was it automatic?
I haven't seen it physically, but I was told that it was a handgun.
And you said you all had encounters with this man before in the past?
We have not. The intelligence that I did receive is that he is a gang member, documented gang member. He's on active probation, and he is prohibited from carrying any firearm.
Any evacuations in the area?
We did evacuate the hotel, where the parking lot where this occurred. There was no one injured. We're still interviewing those individuals, and they'll be allowed to go back into the location.
Any thoughts this may have been a mental health?
That we're checking into that as well as we research this person's criminal history as well as their mental health history. We may be able to find out more information that we don't have at this time.
So when officers arrived, he fired at them first and returned fire?
As soon as the officer stepped from his vehicle, they were given a description. They saw someone matching that description, and literally when he stepped out of his vehicle, he was immediately fired upon. There was a second backup officer that didn't even get out of the car. He was immediately fired on.
How old is the suspect?
Approximately 26 years of age.
When he fled from the scene, approximately how far did he go? Where did you actually encounter this individual?
He was actually encountered by Richland County deputies who deployed on the scene. Almost instantaneously, they were on scene as well.
So you said he was shot. Was it shot by the sheriff's department or by?
He was shot by a Columbia police officer.
In the first exchange?
We believe during the first exchange he shot and fled into a wood line. As they deployed and searched the wood line, he was taken into custody.
Can you be more specific about where you're apprehended him at?
I don't know physically. I'll probably have to get briefed on that. I hope to give you a better update later on.
Can you give us some more, information about the injuries that both of them encountered, the officer and?
I know that the male is shot in the upper body. I'll let the medical professionals give us a better briefing of that, but he was shot.
Are you able to talk about how you guys actually were able to identify who this individual was with so much going on?
Yeah, we did have some footage at the scene from the officers. Of course, there were body cams, and we compared that with the information that the sheriff's department provided, and we were able to get a positive identification to the officers that were involved. So we'll be working with the State Law Enforcement Division, the Sheriff's Department, and the Fifth Circuit Solicitor's offices. We'll be levying charges.
And just to clarify, his injury was from, did he shoot himself or was?
We know that our officers discharged their weapons. We know that he had a weapon, but that's a part of our investigation as well.